welcome back to the Brocarde show. I'm on set of yet another music video. I think I have pretty much filmed 3 music videos in the last month, so I am maxed out creatively, but this one is something a little bit different and something a little bit special. I am nowhere cold. That was my little promise to myself, to have a nice warm indoor location for my next video shoot, and I failed on the feminist video, but today I have succeeded and I am in an urban jungle, aka the Garden of Eden, because yes, you guessed it, this video is for 7 sins, 7 different music videos in one. So I have got my hands full today. This track also features Ray Luzier, Ray Luzier from Korn on drums. So any Korn fans, listen out for Ray going crazy. Back to the video shoot. Sin number 1. This video, as you may be able to tell from the title 7 Sins, is conceptually based around the 7 sins from the biblical era, and each sin represents a new phase in a relationship, starting with the first sin that crosses your lips, lust, and we are in the Garden of Eden that represents lust, and I have a very special helper today in the form of a snake. Not a real snake, I may add, but I don't want to spoil it. I could have played the game. I could have pretended that we had a real python on set, but sadly this is a plastic python and a few apples. So I'm gonna get behind the camera and film the first few lyrics of 7 sins, and that was a snake landing by my feet. So let me just show you my little friend. Here he is, the starring lead in 7 Sins, the python. Now someone smart is going to go, that's not a python, that's a blah blah blah. It's a snake, it doesn't matter. This is my Garden of Eden. There are no rules, just snakes and apples and temptation. Lead us not into temptation. Like, these lyrics of this song mean a lot to me. I'm a lyric-based girl, so listen out for these lyrics and see if they resonate anywhere with you. Sin number 1, let's go. So, scene 1, I have just wrapped up scene number 1. My trip to Eden is complete. Lust has been lusted, and I'm surrounded by apples, the apple of temptation. For those of you who are familiar with Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, I'm really spelling this out. I think everyone knows the story of temptation. The story of temptation. I am very, very tired. That took quite a substantial amount of time. Like, this setup for me is also the single cover for 7 Sins, so I was paying extra special attention. And of course, the first scene always takes the longest because you have to set up all the lighting and bring all the props, etc. in. And for this one, there are apples, and I've lost my snake. The snake has left the building. So on that note, I'm on to sin number 2. Sin number 2 is grieve. No, see, my brain isn't working. See, this is what happens on behind the scenes videos. My brain is not working at the same rate as my imagination. See, I'm on burnout. I feel like I'm actually on burnout mode at the moment, which is a real life true story for another day, I think. I don't think we need to be getting all psychological in the middle of a video shoot, but yeah, this one has been quite a hard one to mentally get myself out of that phase for. So, and I'm still working on it, as you can tell. Like, sometimes I feel like being an artist is absolutely weird, because you write these songs, you pour your heart and soul into them, you kind of sit with them for a while, you go back to them, you try and perfect them, they mean so much to you. It's kind of like a therapeutic thing, writing these songs for me. It's like a massive release of emotions, and they're little story snippets in parcels of my life, and mentally you sort of move on from that by the time it comes to shooting a video, and then you have to kind of conjure all those emotions and get yourself back to the place. So it's kind of like acting, but you're acting your own real life. So there's a lot of emotions currently involved, and also because I'm about to embark on releasing my debut album, there's a lot of emotions attached to that, because that album is the storyboard of my whole life, really. So it's not just an album, and I think a lot of artists kind of find this, that you are sort of a cathartic feeling of setting something free or putting to bed a chapter in your existence. So it's a mix of sad and happiness, and of course you have all those emotions like the fear of it not doing as well as you'd hoped, or you know, you're kind of mentally preparing yourself for every eventuality. So there's a lot going on in this little brain, and I'm trying to be creative and I'm trying to bring that vision to life, but my mind is very, very busy at the moment, and I'm all too aware of that, and you know, just struggling really like with anxiety all the time, which is kind of bizarre. So I'm just being a little bit more open moving forward about, yeah, like the brain is an interesting thing, and I have to find myself at the moment really having to mentally, shit, I dropped an apple, great timing, I was getting all deep and meaningful, and then I go and drop an apple on my toe. Yeah, there's a lot going on mentally, to like mentally prepare yourself for things. Everyone has this illusion that I'm so confident as a person, but at the moment I'm really having to struggle to like do the things that I love, which is a little bit concerning, and to force myself into doing things. And part of you's like, do I keep forcing myself to do this, or do I just take a break? And then, yeah, you just kind of think, well, surely productivity is better than just having a huge mental switch off. Because I feel like I do a lot of running, like running from the things that bother me, focusing on something else, which is kind of what I'm doing now, but surely there are worse ways. Anyway, that's a very deep and meaningful conversation. I wasn't supposed to be getting that deep and meaningful in the Garden of Eden. This is supposed to be about snakes and apples. So now we've gone down a whole kind of like mental chapter. But yeah, this is the storyboard of my life. So it's not the most easy chapter in my existence, and I'm sure it'll be fine, but there's a lot going on, there's a lot ticking on. On that note, I'm going to go to the Greed setup, which is a kitschy kitchen. So join me in the kitchen. I'm getting out of this red dress, like this is the setup. Yeah, my red bow dress, which felt very Eden-esque. I mean, I could have gone completely naked with a fig leaf, but I'm a little bit too shy for that. So maybe one day, maybe I will evolve into the naked Eve goddess one day, when I battle all of my insecurities and finally be free with myself. But for now, it's a red dress, and on to the kitchen. Catch up with you in a second. Bye. Yo, set number 2, sin number 2, greed. And subsequently, I'm in the kitchen with the smug fridge and a lot of eggs, a very, very, very large amount of eggs, protein. You can tell that I'm getting delirious, as when I always do these behind the scenes videos on a video, behind the scenes music video videos, I'm always very delirious. So yeah, I better get on, because I've only on sin number 2 and there are 7 sins to go, not all of which are going to be shot in this location, I don't think. Well, unlikely due to time, but anyway, excellent. On to greed. You've got to have it. Desire for it all is such a dirty habit. Hunger. Go and listen to the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yo, it's Bro, and we're in the kitchen of fun, honey. We are in the kitchen of fun. I have got more eggs than I can shake a stick at. Greed for eggs. Eggs are very symbolic things. Eggs are the symbol of life. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, this egg did not come first. This egg came from China. Anyway, I'm gonna carry on with my plastic egg. Bye for now. I keep saying bye. I'm gonna have said bye about 20 times by the time the end of this video gets here, but yes, onwards towards the end goal of 7 sins in the bag or in the smug fridge. Welcome to Brocarde Airways. I'm going to take you on the flight of your goddamn life, and not quite sure. This is definitely not a pilot outfit. This is a marching band, so the continuity is a little bit skew with, but we are in a plane and we are on a journey, and we're now on, oh my god, this day is going so slowly. I feel like I've been here forever, and we're only on sin number 3, and this is a wrath, and I'm going to be marching down the aisles of this beautiful plane. There is a random giraffe out the window. I don't know if you can see that, but there's various different floating animals that are going to pop by the window. Look, you can see here, little astronaut. So, I mean, I'm not sure if that's even going to translate in the music video, because the shot is going to be that way of the door, the big door to the pilot's cabin.
Let go of your worries, and if I may suggest, let your imagination take flight.
Yeah, let your imagination take flight, hey? Yeah.
Anyway.
And that was just a piano. I'm sure that was a piano just went flying past the window. So this is quite a funny little location. Very interesting. This is, in case anyone is interested in this location, it's the outer, I don't actually know what this location's called. Okay, so forget that. Forget the name of the location. Let's get back to the flight of my life. Wrath. Lead us to abomination, because we can't keep peace like United Nations. That's quite an ironic... I actually can't speak. That's quite an ironic statement, considering what's going on in the world right now. So let's not manifest that disaster.
Let's... Thank you for choosing IDB Airways.
Let's just keep it light and fluffy. Fluffy I am not. Anyway, wrath. That was wrath wrapped. That is the most fun and energetic part of the song. And look at these little goggles. Wow, there's a this does not translate, but there is a kaleidoscope in there. Back to me. It's got face tracker on, and I thought that was my face. I mean, wow, a little bit mossy, but never mind. So yeah, my little experience of Brocarde Airways has come to an end, and I am absolutely exhausted, because that one was a feisty one. I was marching, hence the outfit. I mean, we like to stick with the theme here. We like to deliver on the cohesiveness. Anyway, on to the next sin. The next sin is actually where I was going before I came here, and then I realized that this scene was right next to where we just filmed. So instead of clambering all the way around the building with loads of gear, we just reversed the order. So now we are filming Envy in the mirror room, and this room is kind of cool. It's a bit like Crystal Maze. Any like people who are as old as me will remember the Crystal Maze. So yeah, I'm going to film in a mirror room, which is going to be really challenging because of reflection, but I think it's going to be fun. And I'm going to be wearing a contrasting outfit. Each sin has a different outfit, so that's 7 outfits, 7 sets of props, 7 different locations. This is why I'm on burnout mode, because that's a lot. It's a lot for this little brain. I can't even talk. It's a lot for this little brain to handle. Yeah, so onto the mirror room. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Don't be vain and all. Don't be vain, y'all. Don't be vain. Yeah, challenge to film in a mirror room without getting weird reflections. So this is gonna be, visually I think it's gonna be cool, so I'm excited. Oh, there's a hot air balloon going past the window. I don't think you can see it. Aww. On to the next room. So next setup, as I promised, mirrors. I mean, as I said, this reminds me of the Crystal Maze, but that's because I'm ancient. This is Envy, and I'm gonna get in this little tubular highway to hell. aptly timed audio there. Yeah, I'm gonna film the next sin. Still got millions to go. Just had a huge dress malfunction. The zip just completely bust and I am safety pinned in. I don't know why, weirdly I thought I must bring safety pins, which I never normally do. So my foresight and my hindsight is working for me today. But this is the worst possible scene to be wearing a dress that is broken because there are mirrors behind me. So couldn't have broken on another scene where you're just seeing the front. No, the dress had to break on the scene where I'm going into a glass chamber where you can see all angles. So yeah, being honest, being real about the faux pas. Anyway, I gotta get on, I gotta get filming. Slightly more awake now, I think. Yeah, empty. I made it to the end of a very, very long day. I'm a few sins short of a picnic, but I am maxed out and we have done all we could. I'm wrapping this up from a secret little library that I found, which is a beautiful way to end the story of my music video behind the scenes. It's also a beautiful way to end my music video because we did not shoot the sins in order of sequence that they appear in the song. So we just did pride, which is the final sin. Pride comes before a fall, and I almost fell off this desk. Not sure if that shot worked really. I'm 39% ball gown. No, I'm like 100% ball gown, and that was kind of hairy. So yeah, this is the end of my behind the scenes 7 sins music video. Although there are still 2 sins left to shoot. So today has been a 5 sin video shoot, which does mean I'm going to be hopping back on this camera to show you the behind the scenes of the last 2 sins. So a 2-day shoot, a very long shoot, but this is essentially 7 music videos in one. So I don't make my life easy, but art, creativity is not about making your life easy, is it? So on that note, I need to get some food and some sleep. I have been surviving off of protein bars, which I do not recommend, but there has been no time to eat. In fact, I have a half-eaten protein bar where I just literally took a bite and then had to carry on. So that is the state of play, the perils of being an independent artist. Time is money, and when it's your money, well, it's always your money, but when it's your direct money, you gotta get moving. No time to be chilling, no time for lunch breaks. It's all go, go, go. So until next time, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye. Yo, I'm back on set. So I filmed 5 sins the other day. I'm back to do the final 2 sins. We've got sloth. Sloth naturally is going to be filmed outside this rather elaborate dreamscape bed. And actually, spoiler alert, there is a sleeping Furby in that bed behind me, which has no relevance to my video or my scene, but just a fun fact in case you were wondering why it says danger, keep off, it's asleep. It's because there's a monster in the bed. Anyway, on that note, I'm off to get sin number 6 wrapped up. So I will jump back on and say hi when I get a spare moment. Today I've got a couple of hours to wrap this shoot up. So as always, frantic, and there's a huge light being erected above my head. So time for me to go. Just a little correction. It's actually gluttony and sloth that I'm filming because yes, I did greed the other day with the money. See, my brain is already overcapacitated. So gluttony and sloth, here we come. Sin number 6. Welcome back to the madhouse. That was gluttony. Gluttony has claimed my soul. That is 7 sins wrapped. Sin number 7 in the bag. And I'm a psychotic butcher in case you hadn't guessed. My behind the scenes video for today was rather brief, but I was only doing 2 sins. I'm literally covered in gunk and gore and strawberry sauce. I actually feel nauseously sick because that has been running down the back of my throat for the last half an hour. The things I do to make a good music video, if I watch that back and that looks terrible, I'm not going to be happy. I've gone through the ends of the earth to make that sick. So fingers crossed. And thank you for coming with me on this little journey into the 7 sins. I'm going to be dropping 1 sin at a time, which is quite an exciting thing for me to do. So check back every day for a new sin and watch the whole video. And don't forget, good attendance at Sunday school is coming. So the album is on the way as well. Thank you for watching. Bye.